the economy could be changing more than your wallet. It could be changing your relationships, too. A new report says women now outnumber men in the workforce, helping fuel the rise of the stay-at-home boyfriend. And as dating gets more expensive, more than half of young adults say that money is their biggest barrier to finding love. But Barstool founder Dave Portnoy says that relationships shouldn't come down to who earns the bigger paycheck.
I've been not able to afford a hamburger when I started Barstool Sports. You come up with creative ways to go on dates. You go on picnics. You take a walk on the beach. You watch the sunset wherever you are. You don't need money. Now, money, you can do certain things, but since when is money what has anything to do with dating or love or relationships?
I mean, the fact is that dating does cost a lot of money now. I think the average date is something on the order of $170. But, you know, Jackie, you actually have, or in a relationship, I should say, with a stay-at-home boyfriend, and you like it.
I love it. I'm not supporting him. That's a big distinction for me. I'm not sure how I'd feel about it if somebody was just staying home and expecting me to pay all the bills. But he does everything that I can't do because I'm here. So I can shoot a text. If I can't orchestrate something on my phone, which we can do a lot of electronic stuff now, I can ask him to do me favors or handle issues.
Get your Amazon packages.
Whatever it is. But it's amazing. And sometimes I come home and have, you know, a home-cooked meal ready.
I mean, it's such a change. I remember growing up the movie 9 to 5, which was talked about, you know, women in the workforce. I mean, Jerry, what a tremendous change now. We have more men staying home and more women actually in that workforce.
Look,
and bringing
we're
home the
picking up
bacon.
the load, people. We're getting more of the jobs. We're earning more of the paychecks. It's on our shoulders, this responsibility. The idea that a boyfriend would live with me and that I would support him, what's he doing all day? Bonbons on the sofa watching soap
That would
operas?
never fly.
I don't think so, but that's just me.
I could take the flip side of that because I have a husband and we have 2 kids. Right now, the kids are being taken care of in like a nanny or a daycare center. And so we've often thought, if I'm at work, could he stay at home and take care of the kids? Because that would eliminate a big expense for us. I think we've run into 2 problems. Is it cheaper to have him do that? Maybe, because right now he just goes to work to pay for childcare. But I think there's something more psychological where he's told me, I don't think I'm meant to stay home with the kid. With all due respect, it's not in his biology, it's not in his nurturing spirit. He really feels like his calling is to go out and to provide and to find dignity and work outside the home, even though I think work in the home is actually much harder raising kids. So I think there's something more psychological, whether it makes financial sense or not, to have him stay home and me go to work. There's something about
Right, like men want to bring
having
home the
him
bacon.
work. Exactly. And I think that's an issue.
Kids go to school later, and they'll be in school for the full day. You may still need some childcare, but getting back into the workforce, whether you're a woman who took off to raise her kids or a man who took off to raise his kids, it becomes much harder. And so many people say, you got to stay in the game. That's why you pay for the childcare. That expense will go away.
Carolyn, you go out and work. Your new husband stays home, takes care of the kids and the dog. Are you down with that?
But major caveat, like Jackie was saying, I also have a fiance who works remotely, and because of that revolution over COVID, he now has the convenience of doing his work from home, but he's still contributing to our joint wealth. And so I wouldn't say there's a leeching or mooching situation here. I think, to Jerry's point, if that's the case, intolerable. But to what Taylor is saying, you know, author C.S. Lewis, he wrote that child rearing is the most important work because it's the work for which everything else comes out of. I mean, it's literally creating the next generation of young citizens and Americans. And I do think that men, I think they're adjusting to this new paradigm of, okay, well, young women are now getting more bachelor's degrees and they're getting more jobs. But what is the cost of that? I'm not saying it's a zero-sum game, but there's plenty of evidence to show that young men are retreating and withdrawing from society at large in every institution. And there's plenty of stats to show that there's high depression rates among young men, deaths of despair. They don't feel like they have a purpose as much anymore. And it's all of these factors that are colliding together. The fact that, you know, young women and men, I would say not young men, young women are postponing or foregoing having children and getting married altogether in many cases. And I'm seeing this more and more among my peers. And I think men are they're losing a sense of vocation, and that's
I
the
think
problem.
socially we need to do something about that. That's something that worries me. And that's not, I know, let's not get into a conversation about how government would do that. I think that's something that private institutions need to think about and go after, because men need to be engaged in society. We need their contributions. We don't want them sitting on the couch and eating bonbons and watching.
Taylor,
So-
you're